2K Sports pregame show.
Hello and welcome, everybody. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. We're glad to have you with us on 2K Sports. Tonight, it'll be the Philadelphia 76ers going up against the Utah Jazz. And for Utah, they went 2-0 against this team last season, looking to continue that string of victories tonight. And Jahlil Okafor, to this point best known for his NCAA title run with Duke, can he be a franchise big?
I'm kind of disappointed that he went number 3 because he has incredible size at 6'11" and a frame that's hard to move around. I actually thought he was going to go to number 2 to the Lakers, but he went number 3. His leg strength is a big plus for him.
Well, I know you asked me the question first, but I think he will make a huge impact. His paint presence and ability to have multiple moves on multiple defenses, probably the only guy in college basketball who saw double teams every night.
How difficult is it for a North Carolina guy to praise a Duke guy?
He's not at that university anymore, so now I can praise him.
But he did. Well, you're not at that university anymore either.
Good point, Ernie.
I mean.
But Tar Heel forever, Duke for 4 years.
Oh, you said the name of the school, which you normally don't.
I mean,
got him, Ernie. Got him, Ernie.
Thank you very much.
Got him, Ernie. 1-0.
Oh, they're killing me.
Thanks for tuning in, folks. We'll see you next time.
Go, Carolina.
It's NBA basketball on 2K Sports. We're glad you could join us on this exciting Friday night matchup. This is Kevin Harlan along with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. Doris Burke will be reporting from the sidelines. Coming in off the road, the 76ers are back in Philadelphia for this game. This is their first chance this season playing the Jazz. They took the loss in this East versus West matchup during the regular season last year, dropping both games.
And in their 2 matchups last season, they came up empty both times. Not really too shocking when you see how they fared overall.
Exactly. I mean, when you lose as much as they did last year, you'll get beat by teams that aren't playoff powers for sure.
And so off the tip, it's Utah. We've got a chance here to set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this one. Taking a look at the Jazz. Favors and Gobert, the shot-blocking duo inside. Mitchell is out there with Conley. And it's Gay in at the 3, the small forward.
I mean, that's a tough break for the D. I mean, he took the hit and drew the whistle.
Yeah, but he was late to get there, Greg, so the referee couldn't give him a free pass on that one.
So it's Utah now. Conley dishes to Favors. Nice ball movement by Utah. Shot clock at 5. Here's Gay. Offensive rebound. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
You know, he's got a lot of length, and right there, he needed every inch of it.
That's true, G.A., you're right. You know, we really don't know that much about him in that department, but my goodness, when he gets up, he can go.
Yeah, he can still punch it when he wants to, though. We saw that, didn't we, fellas?
So the Utah Jazz able to put the first points up on the board. Philadelphia last year struggled in a number of ways, Greg. The big one was they couldn't make shots as a team. Very basic.
Kevin, lowest field goal percentage in the entire league, and by a wide margin. Hard to get any wins when that's the case.
Now here's Gobert after the miss from Joel Embiid. Nobody near Gay. That's in, and he found his range with that one. Now 1 for 2.
You can't give him that shot. A few open looks are all it takes to get him in the zone.
And, you know, the Sixers did end with the lowest field goal percentage in the league. Shot just under 41% on the season. Easily put them in last place, and you can't win if you shoot that poorly.
Now here's Embiid. He had 16 points in the win against Boston.
And he also chipped in with a couple blocks in that game. Just a hint at the impact he had on the defensive side. That's the 3rd straight miss.
Whoa. Woo. Tell you what, he's going to put that one in his scrapbook. absolutely insane with that dunk.
Well, now they're starting to rub it in, aren't they? Build up a lead, and here we go, folks. It's showtime.
That was a Kodak moment right there. The more plays they make like that, the more they'll have these guys on the ropes.
Here's Insanity following the bucket by the Jazz. And here's the break. Here's Mitchell. Lays it in off the breakaway. Mitchell's got his second bucket tonight.
4 or 5 shots have dropped for them already. Not a bad way to get things started.
Lights out passes to Jackson. Here's Lights Out to end the drought. Takes it into the teeth of the D and converts the way up.
And guys, I was a bit worried, but now we all know the rim doesn't have a lid on it.
Yeah, you could actually feel the tightness and tenseness with each miss. I'm actually glad to see they got that first one out of the way.
Oh, this is the kind of start they were hoping for.
Yeah, shots falling, off to a very good start offensively as a result.
Kicks it to Embiid. Landry, a screen on Gobert. Outside Landry. Pass to Jackson. The dish to Embiid. Tries from 10, and he gets the bucket. Embiid's got his first points of the night.
That's just run-of-the-mill for him. A typical day at the office. He's one of the more skilled offensive players out there.
Favors with the screen. Mitchell kicks to Gobert. Passes to Conley. Puts up a 3. Rebound by the 76ers. Their last game, a win against Boston, looking to carry it into this one.
And what a luxury when you have depth. I mean, a lot of their scoring in that win came from their reserves. And make no mistake, they carried the load for that team.
Without question, the starters can't do it all game long. You need that help from the reserves, and they got it in that one.
So it's Philadelphia now, following the miss by Michael Conley from deep. He dishes it to Favors. Pass to Mitchell. All sorts of time. And again, it's Utah. Here's Lights Out. He's coming off a 10-point game against Boston.
And defensively, guys, he was just all over the place, forcing turnovers and applying terrific ball pressure.
Here's Insanity. 8-point game. Dishes to Embiid. Can't get it to go. And Utah the other way now. They put up a nice win against Detroit the last time out.
They just looked stable pretty much from the get-go, guys. I mean, sometimes you'll see some inconsistencies come up in a road game that you don't see at home, but not the case in that one.
Tremendous balance on display, Greg. I mean, when you look at who was carrying the scoring load, making assists, playing unselfishly, I mean, they had it all working, and that led to the nice road win.
First free throw is good. Utah Jazz saw one of the biggest year-to-year improvements in the league last season. The big part of that, of course, was their play on the road.
And, you know, Kevin, they nearly doubled their road wins from last season by getting 17 away from home. And I thought they progressively got better as the season wore on.
And Mitchell drops them both.
And for the Jazz on the road, they look to be a team built around defense now. Moving forward, that should bode well for their prospects as a tough matchup as a visitor.
And the 76ers decide to take their first time out here.
As you said with the Jazz, I mean, defense travels very well in the NBA. Teams that find ways to grind out road wins do it with really solid defense. Jazz fans have a lot to look forward to with this group.
The 76ers trail by 10. Embiid sets the pick for Jackson. Out to the wing. Embiid wide open. That's good, and it's Jackson with the assist that time. Jazz have gone 6 of 8 in the game so far. Very solid start for them. Gobert the screen. Mitchell kicks to Gay. And now Philadelphia on the break. trips down the breakaway slam.
Terrific job on both ends of that sequence. Very slick steal and then excellent transition offense.
And really, it all stems from the aggressive defense. That's exactly what the doctor ordered. Really just a tremendous day for him. And if you remember, he was just as good in their last game.
Conley against Jackson. Inside, there's Avanti, and the rejection by Favors. Jackson against Conley. He feeds it to Gobert. The Jazz working the ball around now. Conley gets the bucket.
They're allowing a sky-high field goal percentage. That won't get it.
Not at all, Clark. You rarely see a team surrender points this easily. They have got to do better.
Now here's Jackson. 14 points from him the last game against the Celtics in Boston. Shot clock at 6. Here's lights out. He's covered by Gay. Favors with the rebound. Jazz leading by 11. Outside Conley. And the pass to Mitchell. Favors with the screen. Mitchell dishes to Favors. Landry grabs the miss.
And with room like that off the pick, you have got to knock that one down.
Well, you know, they did everything right, Greg. They executed. All you want is a good look at the basket. Sometimes the shots just don't fall. Cutting into that lead a little bit. Way to finish.
And the basket is still shaking.
Oh, I mean, he has got power in bunches on that two-hand.
Gay outside. Conley against Jackson. And it's Conley penetrating. And the rejection by Embiid. Another shot. And it's Conley that time on the assist by Gobert. Conley's got his second bucket of the night.
They haven't been able to stifle him defensively here.
No, to the contrary. They haven't provided much resistance at all. And in this game, you've got to play both ends of the floor.
Landry with the screen. Here's lights out. Back to Embiid. Gobert with the block. Goes back up. And Landry lays it up and in. Landry's got his first basket of the night.
He got a great read of where that miss was going, and that allowed him to be the first guy to it and get the putback.
Conley the pass to Favors. Gobert the screen. Landry against Favors. Feeds it to Mitchell. Off the screen. The shot is off. And Philadelphia the other way now. Here's Insanity. Last time out he had 14 points. Embiid, no good.
Tell you what, they haven't wasted any time getting into the swing of things on the boards.
And even this early, that's a good omen for the rest of the game.
Here's Mitchell. It's Gay with the drive. Banked in off the glass. Gay's got 6. Timeout called the 76ers. In addition to going over the game plan and making whatever necessary adjustments have to be made, Greg, this timeout also the time for players to get rehydrated or hydrate for the first time with some Gatorade. Plenty of basketball still to be played here, and they have to get recharged.
It's a great point. Without proper hydration, a player can completely run out of gas down the stretch of a game. And that's something that none of these guys can afford to have happen. If you're going to battle all the way to the finish, you have got to be hydrated.
Here's Okafor after Rudy Gay's bucket. Harris kicks to Aminu. Martin wide open. He fires. A three-pointer off the mark.
Boy, with an open look like that, he is so gifted. Man, you've got to play better defense. Eventually, he's going to make you pay.
Yeah, you can see he's still in rhythm, even though he misses that one. Almost always deadly when he's that open.
The 76ers trail by 11. You know, guys, Al-Farouq Aminu, so highly regarded coming out of college, still really finding his way around the NBA. But this last season, with Dallas. He may have found his niche in this league.
That's a great point, Kevin. A guy who can give you a lot of things, rebounding, defense, hustle points, but he's already played on a number of teams in his young career because he's still trying to, as you put it, find that niche. Maybe he's finally developed who he is.
So it's Philadelphia now after the basket by Utah.
Yeah, and on the topic of Aminu, he's a bit of a tweener. Doesn't have quite the quickness and ball handling skills the top small forwards have. Doesn't have the bulk or grit to match up against the better power forwards. He's a hard fit for what you want to have done at that position.
All right, now, take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
Free throw good, Martin.
And guys, getting back to Aminu, he still has the tools to be a really good player, but like so many young guys, he has to focus. He has to bring the intensity 100% every game, and I could see him being one of those late bloomers, if you will.
Both free throws good from Kevin Martin.
A lot of NBA teams have been outright buying developmental league teams. I mean, the Jazz did that last season. They purchased the Idaho Stampede last March, and we see more and more of that happening. One-on-one affiliations between D-League teams and NBA teams.
Now the 76ers on the break. Jackson kicks to Martin. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson. Martin's got it back down to within single digits for the 76ers. Burke the pass to Lyles. Count that one. Well, last year the Jazz acquired the Stampede from the D-League. It makes sense. They'll have a designated place now to develop, all their young talent.
And Kevin, it's really a key for the Jazz to have those extra minutes available for all those young talents to get an opportunity to get confidence, but also to learn your system. I think more and more NBA teams will follow this route of buying D-League teams.
Heads up play there, guys, on the assist and the finish.
Burke kicks to Gay. There's a good screen. To the left wing. Fires from deep. Bogdanovich, no luck. The 76ers trail by 8. Here's Aminu. And the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a three-point play.
Easy to see who's going to win that race.
Yeah, early offense is often easy offense. Excellent work that time.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight. Rodney Hood's checked in for Clarkson.
And guys, this 76ers team still trying to forge an identity. One thing that is sure, they will attack the basket, and a lot of fearless players on this roster.
Here's Hood. And there's the feed to Bogdanovich. Off the left rim and out.
I guess even he has to miss one of those once in a while.
Guys, we've seen some excellent offensive output.
Yes, sir, fellas. They've had it going on big time.
Yeah, great momentum for them offensively.
Now here is Harris. He had 13 points in the win against Boston.
You can see he just rushed that a little bit. Lost the focus, I think.
Gay outside. The Jazz with another miss. Okafor. No good. And that concludes the first quarter of play. Jazz out in front, up by 5. Live from Philadelphia, you're watching 2K Sports. And Derek Faber's known for his work ethic, and he talked about his focus on developing his skills. Well, the desire is there, and sounds like the commitment that he's showing is to how far, Trey, you think he can go?
Well, you talk about desire and commitment, and then you throw in the fact that he has the talent that can be built upon and improved. One big factor will be injuries. That's the big X factor that determines so many more careers than desire. Talent and commitment, you need to stay on the court.
Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. And taking a look at the Jazz performance here, guys, what have they been doing or not doing?
You can tell the point of emphasis has been to get to the offensive glass.
Yep, and they've set the tone here early with the hustle they've come out with.
Joel Embiid out there with Harris. Then there's Jackson. Then there's Lights Out. And it's Martin in at the 2-guard spot. That's the group in the game for the 76ers. Lights Out passes to Harris. The shot goes down and he gets this game back to even. Harris has got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Conley kicks to Hood. Favors with the screen. And we're about a minute into the second quarter of play. Gobert, the screen. Here's Hood, guarded by Harris. Hood can't get it to go.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that one.
Mitchell's shot is good. And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. The hustle stats for the Jazz.
And it's been about their defense. They're playing with a frenetic pace, putting a lot of pressure on the ball handlers and forcing turnovers.
Another big aspect of their game tonight has been the fast break, transition opportunities. They're really keeping it up-tempo so far.
Lights out. Utah with the rebound.
Wow, I'm surprised. I thought that was definitely automatic.
Favors with the screen. Hood dishes to Favors. He kicks it to Hood. 3-pointer. No up. So Philadelphia will take it the other way. Following this one, they get to host the Cavaliers. And that game is the second of 2 straight at home. And it's Martin penetrating. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. Utah was so tough near the end of last season, Greg. They weren't going to make the playoffs, but they did give other teams some trouble.
That's a great point. And how about going 19-10 after the All-Star break? Another team that would have been in the playoffs if they were in the East.
Okay, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
Free throw good, Martin.
And, you know, for the Jazz, you mentioned their post-All-Star break surge. I mean, that 19-10 record they had after the break was good enough for 6th best in the league.
Johnson, he's checked in for Philadelphia. Insanity comes in for Jackson. So he hits 1 of 2 from the stripe.
And really, the Jazz were a team nobody wanted to play after the break. They were over 500 against the rest of the West and had some big wins over playoff teams in the process.
Here's Hood. And the rebound goes to Martin.
You know what? You just cannot get much better of a look than that one.
Exactly. I mean, no way you expect him to miss that shot.
Now here's Johnson. Here's Lights Out. The 76ers need to get off a shot. Rebounded by Hood.
Hard to figure out how he doesn't knock that one down. No defender in sight.
And Gobert kicks to Mitchell. Here's Favors. Now in the scoring column with that deuce. 1 for 2 this game.
Textbook. Nice pass. Great catch. Even better finish.
Pass to Insanity. 76ers moving the ball around. Kicks it to Embiid. Fade away. That's in for his 5th make of the night. Now shooting at a 50% clip. 5 for 10.
I love how he used his height advantage on that shot.
And he had the nice soft touch with it, too.
And a first time out of the game called for Utah. The 76ers didn't lie to themselves about last season, Greg. They knew they weren't going to be in the playoffs. They spent a lot of time last season developing their young players.
Yeah, exactly. And listen, the 3rd straight year the Sixers would miss the playoffs. But as you said, Kevin, they knew what the season had in store. The key was, could they keep those young guys focused on growth and experience and not get caught up in the fact that they struggled to win games.
And Favors kicks to Mitchell. From 11 feet away, and it's in off the backboard. Mitchell's got 15.
He has created some terrific opportunities for himself and really made the most of them.
And it's clear for the Sixers, the plan has been to continue to add good young players. Eventually, I think they'll be a force in the East. There's no guarantee, but they've got a plan and they're sticking to it.
Insanity, the pass to Lights Out. Outside for Martin. It's good. This game is all even. Martin's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Talk about a terrific stroke. I mean, the defense was hoping that a three ball that deep was not going in.
Yeah, but when a guy shoots it like he does, you have got to still be able to contest.
Now, here's Clarkson. He's coming off a 10-point game against Detroit. And yes, sir, that one drops.
A lot of teams that win a title often have a former #1 pick leading the way, or at least a top 3 NBA draft pick as their leader. So the 76ers are trying a shotgun approach to that, trying to get as many top 3 picks as they can, hoping one turns into the next superstar.
Here's Embiid. Rudy Gobert picking up that last basket. And Embiid throws it down.
And the defense out of position on that possession, which allowed for him to get that offensive board.
Well said. Yes, he did. You're right, Greg. That's a tremendous jam on the putback.
What a great nose for the basketball he has, and such a strong finisher as well.
There's Avanti, and the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket's good. He'll go to the line. Let's take a moment here to get your guys' take on scoring so far for Philadelphia.
They've set the first half tone by getting out on the fast break and getting the defenders on their heels.
You know, they've also shown some real tenacity here early on tonight, and it's paid off with a lot of second chance points.
And the 76ers making a change here. Landry's checked in. And that one misses. Well, the city of Philadelphia has had some tough fans. There's no doubt. You know, we've seen it boo Santa Claus. You can imagine, Greg, how they felt about this Sixers team a year ago.
You know, the Sixers were going to be in trouble from the very start of the year. A lot of fans didn't even bother to show up to boo. I mean, Philly had the worst attendance in the league last season.
But they've got hope, Greg.
A lot of young talent. Maybe this is the year it starts to materialize.
Here's Insanity. Rudy Gobert picking up that last basket. Pass to Embiid. Fades away. Gets that one through the hole. Make him now 7 of 13 in this game.
That's a clean look they gave him there, fellas, and he drains those.
And that one's good by Favors.
The number of points they've scored in the paint already today is pretty eye-opening.
It really is, Clark. The defenders need to do a better job of closing those lanes to the hoop.
Now here's Embiid. 14 points for him. Johnson outside. Embiid inside. Defended by Gobert. Not enough on that one as it misses. The Jazz have gone 6 of 11 from the floor. Over 50% shooting here in the second quarter. Here's Mitchell, and fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2.
And let's take a moment to look at some stats for Favors. Good season for him last year. 8th in field goal percentage and a top 15 ranking in blocks per game, supplying that backline protection that is so key to a great defense.
And, you know, back to his tremendous efficiencies from 3 last year. I mean, his dead-eye shooting creates so many opportunities for that offense.
And he makes the first.
And we all know Utah is a very young team. Last year, only the 76ers were younger. Still very competitive given the age and the lack of experience from this group.
Catching up on the changes for Philadelphia. Okafor's checked in, and it's Aminu in for Lights Out. Utah also making some changes. Lyles checked in for Gobert. Gay comes in for Derek Favors. And Bogdanovich is subbed in for Mike Conley. Clark, an interesting fact about the Jazz and their age last year. At one point, they didn't even have the oldest starting 5 in the state of Utah. Now think of this. The starting 5 of BYU, Greg and I were just talking about this, had an older average than Utah did.
Yeah, amazing. You look at the ages of Exum and Gobert and Favors. Makes sense that would be the case.
Here's Clarkson after Carl Landry's bucket. They set the pick. The dish to Mitchell. Pass to Clarkson. The Jazz working the ball around now. Gay, a screen on Johnson. There's the double team with Landry. The pass to Lyles. The Jazz need to get off a shot here. Good. Bogdanovich has got his first bucket in this one. Philadelphia's gone 2 of 4 from three-point range so far in the second quarter. Here's Avanti. Utah with the rebound. 13 points was their biggest lead in the game. Dishes it to Clarkson. He feeds it to Mitchell. And there's another one for the Jazz.
He is setting this place on fire, fellas. His shooting has been off the charts.
Here's Insanity. He dishes it to Okafor. Andrew with the screen. Inside. And Aminu slams it in.
And that's how it's done. I mean, find that hole in the D and then go hard to the rack.
Maybe that hole was a little bigger than it should have been.
Well, it was. I mean, a tight game like this one, you'd think they'd have a little more energy at the defensive end than that.
Here's Mitchell after the Sixers pick up 2. Takes a shot at the elbow. Landry grabs the miss.
The defense needs to play tight on him, and that's exactly what they did to force that miss. Well done.
Avanti drills it from outside. Insanity's got 5 points now this quarter. Utah trailing here. Clarkson kicks to Mitchell. A tad short, but it's good off the front iron.
Wow, unconscious has he been this quarter. They're riding that hot hand.
Johnson with it. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. Down low, it's tipped. And so it looks like the 76ers will retain possession here. And while we can, here's a look at the teams that had the fastest hands in the league last season. The 76ers, number 1.
You know, I don't know if the numbers even told the story. I mean, their defense was as good as it gets, often just leaving their opponents completely demoralized.
Landry with the screen. There's Avanti. 6 to shoot. And Carl Landry picks up the foul. That's his 3rd foul of the game.
And he has really come to life here after a slow start in that first quarter.
And Philadelphia making a change here. Jackson's checked in. Burke, he's checked in for Utah. It's a close game here in Philadelphia. Feeds it to Bogdanovich. He kicks to Burke. Gay sets the pick for Burke. Passes it to Gay. Here's Bogdanovich. Okafor grabs the miss. Philadelphia's gone 4 of 6 from long range in the second quarter. Solid shooting. Outside Jackson. Pass to Insanity. Okafor in the post. He's covered by Clarkson. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2. The 76ers have gone 4 of 6 so far from the line, missing a couple.
At the line for 2.
The first one falls.
And guys, the Spurs coaching tree extends pretty far these days. Coach Brett Brown, another former member of the Spurs staff, to be leading an NBA team.
Harris is checked in for the 76ers. And a switcher also for Utah. Hood's checked in. Both free throws good for Okafor. Well, Greg, for Brett Brown and the Spurs connection, he was an assistant in San Antonio for 7 years, was really indoctrinated in how the Spurs conducted business, Clark, before coming to the 76ers.
Yeah, he's got an interesting accent, too, a mix of Boston Australian from where he grew up and where he spent a lot of time, but no doubting his passion and his coaching ability. He's good in both.
He was actually a head coach for Australia for a while, international play. Count it, and the Philadelphia lead has been cut down to 2 on the bucket from Burke. Burke's got his first 2 points of the night. Philadelphia's gone 5 of 10 from downtown tonight, 50% exactly. Left side Jackson. They grab their own miss. Harris against Gay. Second shot opportunity. And he gets that one to go off the front line. Harris has got the lead up to 4 now for Philadelphia. Burke, the pass to Lyles. Here's Hood. Off target with his 3.
No other way to put it. Just a rough quarter in terms of scoring. He has not been helping at all.
The feed to Harris. Knocked loose. And so it looks like the 76ers will retain possession here.
And here we can check out the story on Trey Burke. How he did last season. Put up about 13 points per, 4 assists, and 2 rebounds. And the numbers won't wow you, but I like the effort he brings to the table each and every night.
Yeah, great hustle. Does all the little things. Just a good complimentary guy to have on your team.
Kevin Martin is checked in for insanity. There's a good screen. Jackson dishes to Aminu. And it's going to be a 3-second call. And Utah has possession. Trailing by 4. Up next for them is the Pacers in Indianapolis. That'll be the 3rd game of this 3-game road trip. Here's Burke. Nailed from 3-point land. Burke's got 5 points now this quarter.
Most any NBA player can make you pay when you leave them that wide open. That's why you have to stay alert on defense.
Shot and game clock separated by 5. Outside Jackson. Out to the wing. Just 5 to shoot. It's deflected. In transition, here come the Jazz. There's Gay. And the first half comes to a conclusion in a game that has been very close so far. 76ers lead by 1. And we'll be back for the second half following the break. Keep it right here on 2K Sports.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Well, 2 quarters down, 2 to go. Welcome back. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kenny the Jet Smith as we start breaking it down for you. For the 76ers, the first quarter was pretty even. They did give up a couple baskets more than they wanted to, and at the end of the period, were trailing by 5 points. Some great work in the second quarter as they fought hard and were able to make up the difference and then some, now leading by 1. And from what we saw so far from the Sixers, Kenny, what's your takeaway?
Well, the 3-point shooting was the key thus far. When you're knocking down those shots from the perimeter, it really spreads the floor. You demand respect from the defense. We'll see if they can keep it flowing in the second half.
And Shaq, how do you think the Jazz were playing?
Well, their defense was really inconsistent. They get a stop, then turn around and give up an easy bucket. That's why they allowed over 50% shooting. Their defense needs to be a lot more focused in the second half.
Well, that's all for now, as it looks like the second half is just about ready to get started. Enjoy the rest of the game.